Hey everyone, what's up? So, I'm going to tell a story today about the nature of a dog, okay? And we're going to apply this to ourselves and our self-growth, all right? So, I got a puppy last year. Her name is Duchess. She is an Aussie Doodle, Australian Shepherd / Poodle, okay? We got her serendipitously. It just happened, okay? And she's literally such a beautiful dog. Now, we had a choice, and I knew that, right? Because it's actually my mom's dog. But I was like, oh God, she's only had small dogs in her life. I'm going to have to take care of this dog, right? So I was like, okay, this dog is not going to get outside properly and run if I don't train her, if I'm not the one. So I took on the responsibility to help this dog grow, right? And I always thought that if I was going to ever have a dog or be a part of a dog's life, I would let them be free, run free without a leash, okay? Without a leash and collar. And so that's what I did. And we took her everywhere. Now, did I have to develop a voice that was commanding so that if she was like, as a puppy, if she's running up to like a small child, obviously I have to have like a deep voice of like, and she listens to my voice. That's for sure. It took a while for that to happen, but she started to listen to my voice. And now we can take her anywhere without a leash, without a collar, and she's fine. She does not attack anyone as long as we get her running out in the wild every single day. We live in the suburbs, so whatever. We have to get her out to a park where she can run around, and we let her run. She also has other friends. We met like a dog pack, like other people that let their dogs run wild and free, and she gets to play with the dogs. Dogs are familial people. You're not going to train. Now, this is where it gets deep. Okay, this is where I'm going at. You're not going to train a dog to listen to you by leaving it alone in a room. That's only going to make the dog more insane, sad, not listen to you, like literally like mentally unhealthy, okay? And that's the same as a human, okay? So with our children, okay, and this is going to go to ourselves in a second, okay? With our children, if we keep them in line, in boxes, in these little cages, when they're really, really young and just continue to enforce like super tight, rigid rules on them that, by the way, literally cause war, okay? That's patriarchal system right there, okay? We can go really deep into that, and we're definitely going to do that. Those kids will then act out, have anxiety, depression, not know who they are. They don't have their own voice, because guess what? You never gave them the chance to do it, okay? So now this is going to go to yourself, all right? So we talked about dogs, we talked about young humans, all right? Young dogs, young humans. Now let's talk about ourselves, okay? This generation has to reparent ourselves, because our parents were baby boomers, okay? They had a lot of weird trauma. They never got help for their emotional issues. They weren't aware, most likely, of like how they were treating their children at a young age. They just didn't know the impact, right? And we have a whole generation and like actually multiple generations that are needing to and going to need to parent themselves or learn how to parent themselves. Now, you have to understand something about your true nature, okay? So the people that are on this channel, you guys have gotten to a point where you understand that you want to live your full destiny and your true nature. You don't want to just give up your life for what? Why not be yourself? I talked to someone at the coffee shop like a few days ago, and she's a cool barista, and I love her. It's just so good to see her. She goes, yeah, it's one of those things where you have to hide those big emotions. You have to like keep those big emotions away. And I'm like, no, what? No. Yes. Just that one sentence, I'm like, that is so sad. No. You have to express your emotions. Those big emotions. Babe, those big emotions are telling you something. They're part of your soul. They're part of like what you need to express. They're leading you somewhere. Emotions are really important. And I see that a lot. That's a side note. And then we'll get back to it. But I see that a lot is like, well, it has to do with it is like, babe, your emotions are incredibly important. If you just like push back your emotions for years and years and years, honey, why are you even alive? Like, because I asked her that. I was like immediately, I was like, bro, listen, I'm going to express myself. I'm going to express my emotions. And I said it like this because I'm like, why would I even be alive? Like, there's no point to live if I'm not going to be who I am. And guess what? Other people might be off put by it, or other people might, but fuck them. Who cares? For real. Come on. It's like, okay, you know how so many people are so obsessed with like famous people? Listen, and I say this all the time, those people don't give a flying F. They are who they are. A lot of them anyway. They're just who they are. That's why they shine so bright, honey. Have you ever considered that? So, honey, shh. I'm saying this out of love because I'm telling you, you need to express your emotions. Same with puppies. Same with babies, okay? You need to express and explore and be free. And the freer you are allowed to be, the more understanding, the more wisdom that you gain. And y'all, it's deep, but not that deep. So now I was free a lot as a child, and I had wished that, my family would have imparted some wisdom, like helped me with wisdom. My grandma helped me with wisdom and things like that. So wisdom is important, because, okay, like let's say a dog, you teach that puppy, even though they're not on a leash or whatever, don't run up to a small child and knock them down. Like, they can't do that. That's not okay. Just don't do that. Right? With a child, let's say before a child eats something, like, I don't know, like a piece of candy, like, let's say another family gives a child a piece of candy, they're going to know better to ask you before they eat it, or, at least at a young age. That's just an example. Or, they're going to say like, hey, I'm leaving the house before they leave the house or something. That's wisdom. It's like, so chaos and order can coexist, okay? But when you put so much order on everything, it gets suffocated and genius is diminished. Innate creativity is destroyed. The soul has no room to be or expand, is what I'm getting at. So apply that to yourself, okay? Where in your soul are you wanting to be and expand? You have to let yourself just fucking do it. You're not going to know all the answers. You're not going to know all the answers, just like the puppy or the baby. But you have to trust yourself. You're old enough now. You got to trust yourself that you're going to learn along the way. And you're going to learn what you want to say no to and what you want to say yes to. But you have to just go explore your soul, your purpose, your dharma, your true north, your center, all these different titles for the same thing. Explore it. And it's a process of creating order around it and with it. That's what I've learned too with raising a small child and raising a small puppy, is like, it's a process. What you tried the day before, maybe you're like, oh God, that's not going to work. Or maybe, you realize, one thing could destroy a whole day, so we should probably not do it at that time of the day. And so it's like, you just learn along the way. You're not going to know all the answers first. You have to literally just allow yourself to keep going. And a lot of people that are in this channel, you guys have been studying for a long time. You guys have been learning for a long time. Go for it, okay? Go for what you know you are here for. And if you're on the fence and you're like, but what if I do this, this, I keep seeing this quote pop up everywhere, and it's like meant to be. It's like, you know you're on your path when the path disappears. You have to trust yourself, okay? Yes, do that project that's on your head right now. You're like, well, what if I did that other one? Okay, you have time. You don't have to do it all right now. You don't have to decide on one thing and destroy everything else right now. Just go forth. Go forth with trust and peace and clarity and self-love, and fuck the rest.